Well, it doesn't get much muddier than it was this morning. It got to the point where we were in for a penny, in for a pound. The horses were ready to go, and even though it was muddy, it was time to go. So the earlier horses trained well. I guess you guys got to see Mortlock and Bobby trained together. They won a mile in 2, 1, and 3. They were very, very good. I had my glasses on today too. I'll upload those videos for you. We've been rushing around. We didn't even get done until 1:40. Amy and everybody is still at the barn. I ran home to wash all the suits because I was taking suits home to train in Ontario on the weekend. So rushed home to get everything washed up and ready to go. Came back. Now we're trying to figure out if we're going to qualify Chicago Hall or Pretty Eyes and Lies. If the track's not fit, we're certainly not going to go. I'm not going to qualify just to qualify. If the track is sloppy and is not going to be decent to go a decent mile in, then I certainly just won't go. We'll just scrap it and they can go next Tuesday. So that's what we're at. That's where we're at right now. It's 3 o'clock. They're about to warm up here in a minute. And quite frankly, if they warm up and Jason said the track is bad, then that's it for the day for everybody. Now, I'll rewind a bit. Last night we had some horses racing. I was, you know what? I looked at the entry and in Washington, and the kids had asked me to take them shopping one last time and go to the mall, and I said, you know what? I'll just go easy. I'll just let Brady Jensen drive the filly. I mean, what could go wrong? I find Tally the Tab maybe one of the nicest fillies to drive. You just cannot get her up near the gate. You just can't. You can be a little firm with her mouth and seesaw her and shake her head, but you cannot let her up on top of the gate. She just gets a little wound. That's why Aaron struggled with her last week. She was really hot coming off the car. And with Brady yesterday, he apologized, said, I just got to the car a little early. Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. She obviously had been a little wound up yesterday. And somebody asked, why'd you get B28? Well, when you're parked half in 56 seconds, it's not really that hard. When you start to walk, why stop there? A lot of horses, when they turn off, they turn off. And Tally was certainly turned off yesterday. So she's on her way back home tomorrow. We'll race her at Northfield, her next 2 starts. The problem we have, it's not that I like racing in Pennsylvania more than Ohio. We have too many horses tripping on themselves in these classes, right? Allure was not supposed to come back to Northfield. We brought her back because she wasn't racing well. And now we're mixing in Chicago Hall. So it's not ideal. We're trying our best to get everybody raced in the right classes at the right time. And I just thought that the best fit in the world was Tally the Tab, and I was certainly wrong yesterday. She raced great just 2 starts before that, but unfortunately did not get the best of trips yesterday. It happens. I know that Brady felt terrible, but at the end of the day, it's racing. I got parked twice the night before. It's not like I'm gonna say, "Oh my God, Brady, what are you doing?" I did it twice as bad as you the night before. Anyway, Tally the Tab will bounce back because she's a monster and she likes to, she's obviously a racehorse. People ask me all the time, should we give her a rest? It's as simple as this, and I can't make it any more easy for anybody. She will tell us when she needs a rest. It will not be on a calendar. It will not be mailed to us. It will not be a printout from a machine somewhere. It'll be her. She'll tell us when she wants a little rest. That may be next week. And maybe 2 months from now. At some point she'll get a rest, but it'll be up to her. So that's the easiest way to deal with that. I made my way back to the track last night to race Agent Black, who I told you, again, I posted that video pre-race. I went to click the video on, and it said that there was dirt on the lens, and I'm trying to wipe it off. It looked like a lunatic going again. I'm trying to wipe the lens off and start it, and we're going in behind the gate, because remember, 3 minutes, that's all you have. So you kind of got to start the video as you're going around the turn behind the gate. Now it's voice command, but I tried it the other day. Meta, start recording. Didn't do it. So you just got to push the button right here on the arm. Well, I pushed it, and it flashed orange. It said there's something obscuring the lens. So I couldn't get it undone. I couldn't get you the race, but obviously the horse raced great. If I pop into the 2-hole in hindsight, I'm a winner. And I had lots of time to make my mind up with that move. It just seemed to me that all I needed Chris Lems to do was take the starch out of Dan, and one of 2 things could happen. by the way the TV looked coming to the half, I would have had tons of time to get out on Dan's back, which I did, or Chris would have taken me to the head of the lane, which I could have zipped down to the inside. And if you would have asked me, I drove that horse that won the race. Not a bad horse. I'm 55 trotter. I think he trotted 57 a piece when I drove his first start. But take nothing away. Agent Black, he won the race fair and square. Dan drove the horse good, and the horse raced good. Agent Black raced good to be second. The horse has never trotted that fast in his life. But he did it right. He did it the right way. A few little changes that we made were a big difference, and the horse looked much better this week than he did in previous weeks. Not that he looked bad, but he looked improved yesterday. And I finished off the night. Rock Shining Star was not as good as I needed him to be. I did bring you the video of his race. You know, I expect that horse to do a bit more, to be quite frank. He just feels like he's in a shell, right? He's not the same horse he was. So I propose that if we do get him back into go Sunday, that he does a little galloping on Friday. We need to shake the rust off of Rock Shining Star. And we'll attempt to do so Friday morning a little bit for a Sunday race, if that's in fact when he races. If it's Monday or Tuesday, that's even better. I don't even know what days they're racing next week. So Rock Shining Star was admittedly a little flat from my perspective, both through the glasses and in real time. He should have been a very easy second. Instead, he was a very mediocre fifth. So I do expect more from Rock Shining Star, and he is on the list of one of the horses that might end up going to Dover. I can tell you right now, Gorgeous Package and Rock Shining Star are definitely two horses that were on the list. Gorgeous Package is going to Dover at some point. Rock Shining Star, Mr. Munson thought fit some classes there. I think there was 3 or 4 horses that we spoke about, and that was definitely 2 of them right there. So hoping for a better showing tonight. I don't really know what's in store. The weather just keeps throwing us curveballs. 49 degrees, 50 degrees, which is plus 9 Celsius right now as I head back into Northfield. I have no idea what the track will be like. They said they were going to scrape it off. I will tell you this. If the track is not suitable for a good qualifier, I'm just going to simply scratch them and go and leave right now. There's no point what's the point of going out and qualifying them in 2-3 in the mud? No thanks. They've been working far too hard to have that thrown at them, so that's likely not to happen. So we'll see how that all plays out. Now this morning, as I said at the start of the video, couldn't get much muddier. It started out good. That training trip and the bike was very, very good between Rose Run Bobby and Mortlock. I told you guys Mortlock is not a bad horse. You just can't tell what he's able or ready to do until you do it or you don't do it. And he certainly looked good to me today. I was very, very impressed with Mortlock. I just simply pull this up here. No idea. So I'll go through the sets with you really quick. Now, I didn't get a chance to look at all the sets in replay, and that was a mistake the other day. The way I remember it and the way it actually happened were two very different things. The other day I had a couple of horses winning sets, didn't win sets, so I didn't get through them all today. So just give me the benefit of the doubt. I am rushing everywhere today. It is now 3 o'clock. The horses are going on the track to warm up, and I'm still 15 minutes from the barn. First set today, Super Wave was scratched, the temperature of 101.2. He was fine, he ate his lunch. So I said, what's the point? If there's anybody that needs scratch today, scratch them. And we only had 2. So Super Wave was scratched. I went with What's the Mystery. I won the set. I just got up to beat Lou Armstrong. He was good. Money's Tied Up was good. Boitano was good. Juju Me and Dame Hanover. I know that everybody said their horses were good after the mile. I was thoroughly pleased with What's the Mystery. I'd said in the mile, over on the right shaft a bit. I believe we've done x-rays on her. I'll have to go through the list. But it just seems to me a lot of the time what will happen is, and it's usually the left hind, the horses, a lot of the trotters, if they're going through growth spurts, you'll see them sneak over on that right shaft. The left stifle gets a little bit weaker, a little strained, and they got to work their way through it. She's a worker. She worked her way through it. But I do believe maybe a Murphy blind outside might benefit. What's the mystery? But very, very good showing from her this morning. And Lou Armstrong, that's our boy. That's my Jazz's son of Cuatro de Julio. He was exceptionally good also. Everybody in that set had their moments and looked very, very good. Second set, it was the Father Patrick show. The three Father Patricks did all the work. Incredible, looked very strong, finishing up her mile. PJ's Lovin' and Pilot Caviar were second and third in there. I get up the inside, charged up the inside to be fourth with X-Ski. She was very good also. She's Got Class, Daryl said was good. Now he did find an OCD left hind ankle on She's Got Class. That'll be removed in the coming days and weeks. I don't have a date set in mind yet. I just got to double check with Dr. Brown to see when he can take them. We have 3 on a list right now. We probably, if we have 5 in the barn, I'd like to flesh out the other 2 and get the trailer full of 5 to go over there and get fixed up. So it might just be a sense of, here's another 8 or 9 to X-ray. Can we find 2? Listen, I'd love to find none. But if there is 2, I'd like to have them on that truck going over. And then Rose Run Chief, he is corked for the winner, and it was not the winner today. He was bumpy, Jason said at times. Just got to change his shoes around a little bit. We'll change him up, and he'll be fine. But he did X-ray clean yesterday. Set number 3 was good. Again, I got there with Belladale, I believe. Saint Sarah was right to my flank, and she was exceptionally good. I had a lot of nice things to say about Saint Sarah and her training mile. She looks a lot like her sister, but her mechanics are much cleaner than Capistrano Knights were last year. Very, very impressed with Saint Sarah today. I know how fast Belladale is, but I did not realize that Saint Sarah was that slick, and she looked very, very good today. Atomics Hanover, good again. Everybody was good. The only horse that made a couple of breaks at the start was Stay Charming. Now his number came off and slid back, and you might say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Before you start making excuses why the horse maybe wasn't great, are we really going to go with the number slid back? I think we are. I think we are, because he was fine after he got him rolling. Complete Unknown Deadline, again, another set where everybody said their horses were good. Complete Unknown, I think we got to pull his hobbles in a couple of holes. His head up, get it up. He wants to fight with it, fine, then he'll wear a birch bit, but he's going to wear his head properly. Set number 4, Holding Pattern, was good, but man, oh man, I did not see that coming. Prada or Nada was fantastic. She came screaming past us down the lane. Keep in mind, this is a filly that we found 2 OCDs in yesterday. One in a front ankle and one in a hind ankle, and it certainly is not bothering her right now. She came blasting past everybody down the lane. Travel Blog, Cirrus, both were right there. I was in the middle with Holding Pattern, who was very good also. Popular Expert had knuckled over and made a break, ripped a bell boot off actually. He was at the back, but has been very good. I would almost guarantee that it was the track, if anything, with Popular Expert. All 4 other horses in that set were very, very good. 5th set, I thought I was home and cooled out with Perfect Instead. I was just letting her coast halfway down the lane, and here came Miss Lady May. Tyler St. Louis went with Miss Lady May, and she came screaming out of the clouds and roared right past. Now when I say that, there's that voice in my head saying, "Whoa, Anthony, what am I on? 3 minutes? Let's not use adjectives like flying and screaming. Trotting would be better." She came trotting out of the clouds and was very, very good. Gypsy Boy made a break, but we didn't get a chance to change his shoes either. Chips Ahoy Hanover was good, and Cover My Short knuckled over at that lane. Amy was breathing down my neck. She said, I was going to beat you guys. Maybe she would have. He's a nice little colt, but Perfect Instead was very strong. And for Miss Lady May to run her down and trot past her, she was really moving. As far as the babies go, she was moving. Now, the track was starting to get very muddy, and it was disgusting. The last set, Rogue Titan was good. Dublin's Ferrani was very good. Sweet and Steady had her moments also. Vine Staff made a couple of breaks again. First time in the deep mud. A lot of the horses just do not like it, and that's the vibe I got from both What a Houdini and Vine Staff today. I think What a Houdini needs his shoes changed, and he needs his shoes changed, and he probably needs the hobbles on, I believe. I think he'd benefit from them. He wants to do his work, and he's very strong. He just has to get it done. Now, in the middle of those sets, we went with all the 2-year-olds turning 3. We didn't bring them all to you, only because the track was starting to get muddy. What we're going to show you, just a slop pit made no sense to do that. We did show you, on the other hand, Mortlock and Rose Run Bobby, and both of them were very, very good. So I am almost to the track now. We're going to see, we're at the warm-up, what the track looks like. If the track sucks, then we're simply going to pull the plug, and Amy and I are going to head to Ontario right now rather than an hour from now. So I hope you guys are having a great day. It was a good training day until it wasn't, but all the horses got work in, and that's the most important thing. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Lots of videos to do over the next few days, but for right now, you can hear the rush in my voice. There's a lot to go on still before I can call it a day. So take care. We'll talk to you soon. If you're out shopping, take in the Merry Christmas, the cheer, the holiday spirit. Merry Christmas, everybody.